Hello and welcome to the Financial Aid and Scholarships presentation. My name is Tammy Rieger and I'm one of the Financial Aid Counselors at NDSU. I'm very glad that you decided to review our online Financial Aid Basics Next Steps session today. The goal of today's presentation is to help you review some of the basics related to financial aid and to figure out your next steps for paying for your students' educational costs. Today, we're going to take a closer look at helping you to determine overall costs, review a variety of financial resources, and then do some comparisons to determine whether or not your student will have a balance due. If you do anticipate your student will have a balance due, we'll also look more closely at various payment options. You'll have an opportunity to email us your questions after viewing this information, so please feel free to write them down as we go. I'll share that email address with you at the end of this session. Cost of attendance and budget. Financial Aid and Scholarships annually creates an estimated financial aid cost of attendance budget for students. The budget is an estimate based on the state of residence, the academic program selected, and the number of credits the student is taking. For the purpose of financial aid, 12 credits represents full-time status, and students must be enrolled in a minimum of 6 credits, half-time, to be eligible to receive federal aid. The financial aid offer your student received is based on the information you provided on the free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA. By using the link on this slide, you will find additional information to help you estimate the overall cost of attendance that may help with the planning process. Important to note, students who are enrolled less than half-time, which is less than 6 credits for undergraduate or professional students and less than 5 credits for graduate students, are not able to include room or board and miscellaneous expenses in their financial aid budget and are not eligible to receive federal funds. Here's an example of a financial aid award offer. If your student completed the FAFSA for 2021-22, a document similar to what you see here was mailed to the student, and a copy of that letter is also available in the student's campus connection. Students can expect to receive an email from our office anytime there is a change to their financial aid. For example, when a new scholarship is added to the award. New hard copy letters are not sent out, but the updated awards offered can be viewed in the student's campus connection. If your student did not complete a FAFSA or did not receive their letter, you can estimate overall costs from the cost of attendance and budget page on the NDSU website, or simply monitor the student account balance in Campus Connection. Estimate the bill. Will we have enough? A good place to start when trying to determine if your student or family will need additional financial resources is by using a worksheet. It's really important to know what you'll owe before you go. We've developed an interactive budget calculator worksheet you can use to estimate the overall cost to attend NDSU. Using the Excel version of this document, which is available online, you can simply enter your data into the worksheet and let the worksheet do the rest. To locate this document, you can use the link listed on this page, or simply go to the NDSU homepage and search for Budget Calculator Worksheet. This document is set up to make it easy to enter in your expenses and resources and help you automatically calculate if you will have an estimated balance due. Begin by entering the estimated costs, financial aid award offered, and any other resources such as scholarships, college savings plans, and personal savings. Your payment due is the balance that remains after the student's anticipated financial aid has been applied to their bill. Depending on your charges and financial aid offered, they may not owe anything to NDSU. The actual charges will be posted to Campus Connection Student Center. No hard copy bills will be sent to you. Be as complete as possible so that you can determine the amount that you'll need. Please note There are different tuition rates charged depending on the state of residence, and there are also different rates listed for students majoring in certain programs, such as architecture, business, engineering, nursing, or pharmacy. Those specific majors have what's referred to as differential tuition. Differential tuition is assessed to students in selected programs to cover additional resources and facilities associated with those programs. It replaces the base rate. You will note that there is not a spot for work study in the financial resources section. This is because work study awards are not dispersed to the student account, and therefore funds do not apply directly toward the student's bill with NDSU. Work study is money that is earned by the student, and it's paid twice per month in the form of a paycheck. If the student completed a FAFSA and has received a financial aid offer letter, simply refer to that document and fill in any financial aid that's been offered. If you did not complete the FAFSA, I'd encourage you to do so. Some scholarships and private loan lenders do require FAFSA completion. You'll also want to add any resources you have that are not listed on their award sheet. If your student has been awarded a scholarship that's not listed in the award offer letter, be sure to include that information and note whether it will be applied for fall or for spring semester. Being as accurate as possible will give you a better idea of what your total expenses may be and whether or not you'll need to seek additional assistance to pay the bill. StudentAid.gov is a terrific online resource available to help you learn more about how financial aid works, the various types of aid, how to apply for federal aid, and how to manage federal loans. If you haven't already used this resource previously, I'd encourage you to do so. Bookmark it and refer back to it often. It's at your fingertips 24/7. Note, when setting up an account, you will use your FSA ID and password. By completing and submitting the FAFSA, you are submitting an application to be considered for federal aid, which includes subsidized and unsubsidized loans. These federal loans are offered to the student. Loans are in your student's name and do not require a cosigner. These two loans are similar. They have the same interest rate, origination fees, and grace periods. The difference is that the subsidized loan is awarded to students who demonstrate financial need, and it does not accrue interest while the student is enrolled. The unsubsidized loan is not based on financial need, and interest does start to accrue upon disbursement. Financial need is calculated by subtracting your EFC from the cost of attendance. EFC is taken from the FAFSA, and the cost of attendance is set by the university. First-year freshmen can receive up to a combined total of $5,500 in the total subsidized and unsubsidized loans. Direct Plus loans are available for parents to borrow on behalf of their dependent undergraduate student. This is the only federal loan available to parents. We will go into further detail about the Direct Plus loan in a few minutes. There are also private loan options available, and we'll talk about those in a few minutes as well. The U.S. Department of Education Office of Federal Student Aid is actively monitoring the coronavirus COVID-19 emergency. As of the date of this presentation, there is an emergency relief policy in place which provides students who have existing federal loans a 0% interest rate and suspension of payments through September 30th, 2021. You may want to take note of this web page listed on this slide. Any related COVID-related updates will be available to you when information becomes available from that website. After completing the budget calculator worksheet, you may find that you have a balance due after all your financial resources have been applied. So what do you do now? There are a few different options for covering this remaining amount. I'll take a little more time to go over each option so you know exactly what your next steps are once you have chosen the option that works best for you. Today we'll be taking a closer look at self-pay, which can be done online, by mail, or in person, the payment plan, and loans. This can be private or direct plus loan. First is self-pay, or simply paying the remaining balance out of pocket. Your student's remaining balance due will be posted on their Campus Connection after financial aid has been applied to their student account. Please be aware that NDSU does not send you a bill in the mail, so please be watching for that information online in the student's Campus Connection account. You can pay the balance due online through Campus Connection, send a check to NDSU Customer Account Services, or drop off cash or check at the NDSU One Stop located in the NDSU Memorial Union. To avoid late fees, be sure to pay the full balance before the date for late fees to apply. September 7th is the date payments are due for NDSU fall account balances, but late fees won't be added to any unpaid account balances until October 15th. The dates and deadlines link listed here will provide the payment dates as well as the date that the late fees would be assessed. The next option you might want to consider is a payment plan. Payment plans are available during fall and spring semesters. Your student must be registered in order to participate in the payment plan. And any remaining balance on the student account after other aid is applied is eligible for the payment plan. Payment plans require you to pay an enrollment fee of $30, which is charged to the student account after installments are set up. No down payment is required. However, it is recommended to make a down payment of approximately 25% of the account balance. Down payments can be made online, via mail, or in person. Any remaining balance for the term is divided into 3 equal installments. Enrollment in the fall payment plan is available approximately July 15th. For more information about the payment plan option, go to the website listed on this slide or simply search for payment plan from the NDSU homepage. Finally, we come to private education loans. There are a variety of educational loan options for families, and I'll start with private loans. These are non-federal loans offered by banks or credit unions. There are loans for both the student as the borrower and for the parent as the borrower. Private loans offer both fixed and variable interest loans. Students borrowing this type of loan typically will need a cosigner and credit worthiness is required. You can borrow up to the cost of attendance minus any other aid the student is receiving. These loans are interest-bearing loans, but like federal loans, most will not require payments on the principal of the loan while the student is enrolled at least half-time. Parents may also borrow this type of loan on behalf of the student. You must meet credit requirements and can borrow up to the cost of attendance minus any other aid. The major difference between the student and parent private loans is that the private loan for the parent, repayment typically begins upon full disbursement of the loan. Excess funds after educational costs are paid may be dispersed to the student. All approved private loan funds are dispersed to the student account in Campus Connection. So how do you determine which lender to use? NDSU has a loan comparison tool available online called Fast Choice. You can locate this tool by going to the NDSU homepage, search for NDSU Financial Aid and Scholarships. From the Financial Aid and Scholarships homepage, you can select loans and then select private student loans. From there, simply slide down the page until you see this icon. Then click on the icon to enter into the Fast Choice online tool. Next, you will see the following page. For this presentation, we'll review the information related to undergraduate students. Select the undergraduate student link, click through the Welcome to Fast Choice page, review the loan product disclosures, and select Next. From this page, select See Filters. For today's presentation, we'll search all lenders and select both fixed and variable interest rate types. Next, you will select Filter Loans. By sliding down this page, you will see the full list of the lenders who are currently working with NDSU students. This is not an all-inclusive list, and the lenders listed will come up in different order every time you open the page. This is because we cannot recommend any specific lender to you. The choice is completely up to you. On the right side, if you check the Compare box, you will see that the lender's icon appears in Comparison List at the top. Continue to view the remainder of the lender list and select Compare for each one you'd like to view. Once you have all comparison list slots filled for the lenders you want to review, select the Compare button in that section at the top of the page. By doing this, you'll be able to review each lender's information in order to make an informed decision about which one you want to choose. On this page, you'll see a comparison of the various lenders you've selected. Again, these are not recommendations, simply illustrations of how to use the process. Continue to review and compare the various eligibility requirements, rates and fees, borrower benefits, and additional details related to each particular lender selected. Continue to revise your comparison list and search for the particular lender which best suits your needs. Once you have made your decision, you can simply select the lender you would like to use, and you can apply for the loan online. The amount you can borrow depends on the total cost of attendance minus any other aid received. So it's a good idea to know how much you may need to borrow prior to applying for a private loan. Once you apply for a private education loan and it met the lender's requirements, NDSU will be contacted to certify that your student is enrolled and is eligible to receive the amount you have requested. Once certification is completed, the loan will be dispersed to your student's account. Please be aware that if you apply for a loan, you will want to indicate the loan period in the application. You may request a loan for a specific semester or for a full year. It is your choice. Earlier, I briefly mentioned a federal loan option for parents to borrow on behalf of their dependent undergraduate student, the Federal Direct Plus loan. This is the only federal loan offered to parents. This loan currently offers a fixed interest rate of 5.3% and includes an origination fee of 4.228%. Interest rates on federal student loans are set by federal law, not the U.S. Department of Education. In order to take out this type of loan, the student is required to have completed a FAFSA. Similar to other parent loan options, if you decide to use this one, be aware that repayment begins once this loan is fully dispersed. There may be payment deferment options available by contacting the loan servicer. The loan application can be found by visiting the parent loan link on the NDSU One Stop homepage. Also be aware that additional COVID regulations may apply. Be sure to visit the website listed here for updated information. One additional point, if you apply for this loan and are denied due to adverse credit history, please contact us through NDSU One Stop because your student may be eligible to be awarded additional unsubsidized loan funds. Special circumstances. When completing the FAFSA, you used income reported on your taxes from 2 years prior. If you've experienced a financial setback that will result in reduced earnings, you can complete a special circumstance form. By completing this document, we're able to reevaluate your current situation and possibly make adjustments based on your current financial standing. Some situations that might warrant the completion of this form are things such as reduction in your income due to job loss or reduced hours, divorce of a parent, or death of a parent or spouse. Other unexpected expenses, such as those that would be incurred due to a natural disaster or high medical costs not covered by insurance. If you are experiencing extenuating circumstances, you may want to consider completing the special circumstance form. The form is available on our financial aid website, and the link to the form is also listed here on this slide. By completing the process and submitting the requested information, we will be able to reevaluate your student's financial aid eligibility based on a more accurate picture of your current financial situation. Now be aware that all students who submit a special circumstance form must go through verification. This process can take several weeks to complete, and there is no guarantee that you will be awarded additional financial aid by completing and submitting the document for review. Another option to help students pay for college or cover personal expenses is through student employment. On-campus jobs are available to all students who want to work. Jobs are posted on the Career Link job board. This link is located on the Career and Advising Center webpage. Job opportunities are posted frequently, so it's important to check the website often while looking for a job. These jobs not only help the student to earn extra money, they also help the student to gain valuable job experience and even make important connections on campus. Remember, students don't have to have a work-study award to be working on campus. A common misconception is that since work-study awards are listed as part of the student's financial aid package, that the funds are placed directly to the student's account balance. That is not true. While the award is considered part of the financial aid package, the funds are earned and paid directly to the student in the form of a paycheck. Work-study funds help to pay a portion of the student's hourly rate of pay. If your student received a work-study award, they do need to accept that award in Campus Connection in order to make it available to be used. Awards not accepted by October 1st will be canceled and offered to other eligible students. If a student did not receive a work-study award and would like to be considered for one, simply contact NDSU One Stop at 701-231-6200 and request to be added to the waiting list. Scholarship checks should be submitted to NDSU One Stop as soon as possible so that the funds can be applied to the student's account. Please add the student's NDSU ID number on the check. This will help us expedite the processing of those funds. Be aware it can take a few days to get all the information entered into the system. Students can and should continue seeking scholarship opportunities throughout their college career. Use the links on this slide to locate the NDSU Academic Scholarship application and view the current information scholarship opportunities. Students can and should continue to look for other scholarships from various resources. To view additional opportunities, go to the External Scholarship Opportunities link listed on this slide. Community organizations, clubs, and churches may also provide scholarship opportunities. Another place to look is FastWeb, a personalized online search system. Spending time to locate those scholarship opportunities can certainly pay off. My student received a scholarship check. Where do we send it? All outside scholarship checks should be mailed to NDSU One Stop, Department 2836, P.O. Box 6050, Fargo, North Dakota, 58108-6050. Please write your student's NDSU ID number on the check to help us process the funds efficiently and accurately. Encourage your scholarship donors to mail your check early to ensure that it will be applied to your student's NDSU charges in a timely manner. If your student anticipates receiving scholarship dollars from sources outside NDSU, and they've received a certificate or other notification, not a check, please let us know about it. Your student should report this information in Campus Connection. From the student homepage in Campus Connection, select the Financial Aid tile. Next, select Outside Aid and click on the plus sign. Next, enter in the award. You can select from the drop-down menu or select Other. Under Category, you'll select Scholarship, and under Award Description, select from the drop-down menu who the money will be coming from or select the Other option. Next, enter in the amount and select Submit. Once received, the checks will be posted to your student's account. If a scholarship is not showing up on the account, you can contact NDSU One Stop to look into it with you. Important dates. August 23rd, classes begin at 4 p.m. September 7th, financial aid is applied to student accounts. September 8th, payments are due for NDSU account balances. And October 15th, late fees are applied to unpaid account balances. You can find this and other important dates and deadline information on the NDSU registration and records website. Next steps. Let's review a few things now to summarize. You can refer to the checklists on this slide and the next one to help you make sure all important steps related to financial aid are completed. It's really important to review the financial aid offer that's available in Campus Connection. Be sure the student accepts, reduces, or declines loans and/or work study if offered. When your student accepts a federal loan, they will be prompted to complete what's called the entrance counseling, loan agreement, and the annual student loan acknowledgement. Again, be sure the student completes all of these items or their federal loans will not disperse to their student account. Report all scholarships and waivers not listed in the award offer and submit any checks the student receives to NDSU One Stop so that we can deposit those funds in their financial aid account. Next, estimate the bill. By using the budget calculator worksheet to review your costs versus resources, you'll be able to determine if your students will need additional funding to pay the bill. Decide if you want to set up a payment plan with customer account services or apply for private educational loans if needed. Set up direct deposit. It's quick and easy, and there are many benefits to using it. Direct deposit is used to speed up the process of providing refunds to the student. It's also used by NDSU Payroll for processing student payroll for on-campus employment. If the student wants their parents or other family members to be able to visit with us about any aspect of their financial aid, they need to complete and submit the FERPA Consent to Release form. The student must complete any items listed in their to-do list in Campus Connection. If selected for verification, the student will want to be sure that process is completed and any requested documents are submitted in a timely manner. And don't forget to remind your student to check their NDSU email account. It's the official means of communication. This is where we send any updates or important information to our students. If all of these steps are complete, the student's aid, both federal and any private loans and scholarships, will disperse to the student's account on September 7th. If there is aid in excess of the account balance and the student has set up direct deposit, a refund will be processed electronically and deposited to the account the student has specified. If the student chooses not to set up direct deposit, that refund will be mailed to them. If you expect there will be a balance due at this time, be prepared to pay the bill by using one of the following methods: self-pay, payment plan, or private loan, etc. If you choose to use the payment plan option, be sure you have made the appropriate arrangements so that the process will take care of the balance due. Having an outstanding balance without arranging a payment plan will result in a hold being placed on the student's account that will stop them from adding or dropping classes or from registering for future semesters. Some additional reminders. NDSU email. It is university policy that NDSU email is the official means of communication with our students. This is our primary method of contacting our students. Satisfactory academic progress. To receive federal financial aid, such as federal loans, some scholarships, and even some private loans, students must meet certain academic requirements called Standards of Satisfactory Academic Progress, or SAP. SAP requirements apply to all students in all terms of attendance, including summer. This topic is important for students to understand because they can lose their ability to receive federal aid if they don't meet SAP requirements. To view the complete policy online, use the link posted on this slide. Verification. If selected for verification, the student must complete the process before financial aid can be dispersed. Be sure to contact us if you have questions about this process. FERPA policy. The Family Education Rights and Privacy Act protects the privacy of student records. By completing the FERPA online, the student may provide their consent to NDSU to authorize release of education records and non-directory information to parents and/or guardians. Non-directory information includes academic and financial records such as grades, GPAs, account balances, financial aid awards, and records containing Social Security number or health and medical information. Without completing the FERPA agreement, parents no longer have access to their students' academic or financial records. This form must be completed online. To locate the form, make note of the link listed on this slide. Thank you for viewing the Financial Aid Basics presentation online today. The world of financial aid can be very overwhelming. I hope you found this information to be helpful. Feel free to use other online resources available through the NDSU homepage, such as the Financial Aid and Scholarships homepage, Registration and Records homepage, Career Link, as well as the Federal Aid webpage, studentaid.gov. This presentation will be available to you online through orientation and student success, so feel free to use it to your best advantage. If you have any specific questions after viewing this information, I ask that you please contact us directly via email. That email address is ndsu.financialaid@ndsu.edu. We'll be monitoring this email account during orientation season, and a counselor will respond directly to you regarding any questions you submit as soon as possible. Thank you for choosing North Dakota State University. We look forward to working with you and with your student.